Hey, this is Coffee Props. I'm so glad that you have joined me. You are looking at Jonas, the agronomist, and we're going to. Hey, he's on already. We're going to join with him real quick here. Hang on. I'm going to add him. Hang on just one second. He'll be with us in. There he is. Hang on. I'm going to switch me. Jonas, how you doing, sir?
Hello, how are you doing? I'm fine.
Good. Good. That's quite a picture of you here. Look at you beside a coffee tree, right?
Well, yeah, it was last week. I was
Last
visiting
week.
some farms
Yep.
and in the Minas Gerais state.
Uh-huh.
And then I have the
Ooh, wow.
opportunity, by the way, to talk with SCA about the climate that we are facing in Brazil
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. How did that go?
Oh, was fine. In my area, the coffee farmers that I work as an advisor, they are not having a lot of problems with the climate as in some places in Brazil because they are located in some high areas,
Right.
which the climate it's more mild,
Mm-hmm.
and so the coffee are going good, more than I expected
Well, that's
before.
great.
But we still having a lack of yields for 2022. The coffee is great for 2023. So maybe next year, farmers will harvest some berries in the fields, but a little bit less than the world are expecting. That's why we are seeing this crazy sea market, the commodity market going high every day, and because there's a lot of uncertainty about the Brazilian harvest for 2022.
Okay. Okay. Well, you are our eyes and ears to the Brazilian coffee supply. And those of you who are just joining us, good day to all 3D LSH. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'm waving as many as I can because you guys make this so much funner. Not that it's not fun, but I love it when you participate. Tell us where you're calling in from or joining in from. And so Jonas and I get together the second Tuesday of every month at 9:30 Eastern. And we talk about a different aspect of the farming industry. And today's topic is about the financial situation, how coffee farmers are paid. I think it would be good for a lot of people who are joining, um, who just go to their coffee shop and get coffee, don't think about the process.
Mhm.
Can you inform us on how does a coffee farmer get paid for the
Mhm.
farming?
Mhm. And there's a little difference between countries. In some places in the world, farmers sell their cherries
Mm-hmm.
and not their beans. Sometimes they sell the coffee in parchment before the final husk.
Okay.
And in some places, the coffee it's sold by dried fruit, like natural. Before it's like a dried fruit, and
Yeah.
the city is inside.
It's this.
So
So this is what we're looking at right now. This is a coffee cherry, right? These
let
are.
me see. Oh no, this is a Brazilian cherry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Brazilian. Oh, so it's not a coffee.
No, it's a
Okay.
kind of cherry too, but just
But it's
as
what it
has
looks
only
like.
in Brazil. But it's very close to.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm finding a cherry because I even
Okay.
want those who are listening and joining us to even know what a cherry is.
Hmm.
See.
Yeah, let me see if I have some dried cherry over here.
Okay.
Yeah, usually the coffee, as everyone knows,
Hmm.
it's the bean, but over
Yes.
the bean there's a like a layer. which is it's a bean, like a middle layer of the bean. Outside of the seed, there is another layer which is the peel of the coffee. Because the coffee is a fruit, for
Right.
those one that don't know, they're a peel inside a pulp, and then the berry is inside. The pulp is very sweet, by the way, but people like the seed, not the pulp of the coffee. So farmers could, yeah, exactly. So this is the natural. After the pulp is dried, it's look like raisins, like dried raisins.
Right. Okay.
So some farmers sell the coffee in that way before they husk the seed using the huller machine.
Uh-huh.
And in each country, they find a better way that traders buy their coffee. Even in Brazil, we sell the coffee usually in two different ways, by seeds,
Hmm.
like final kind of final product, and sometimes like a raisin, like you showed before.
Right.
The problem is about the payment of in the coffee fields or in any kind of commodities, which the plant is perennial, like cacao, for
Cacao. Yeah.
example.
Hmm.
It takes 3 or 4 years to have the first harvest, and coffee is the same. So when the farmers start to grow coffee, they don't know if the price will be good in 4 years in advance. They just have an expectation for that. And different of some products that you buy in supermarket, for example, if you
Hmm.
go to the supermarket and buy a soda,
Yeah.
the manufacturer of the soda know each kind of things he needs to put to make the final price.
Right.
So the company never sell the can of soda below the price that the soda costs.
Hmm.
It's very simple for everyone that buys something in the market in this grocery knows that the company are having some profit.
Hmm.
But when you talk about coffee and perennial crops,
Hmm.
it's different because in the end, the international market told to the farmers which price the farmer need to sell their beans. So in some years, the farmers earn money. Some years they do not earn money, but usually the profit is not too much because can you imagine a product that you don't know how much will be your profit in a way that you need to make plans, investments is really hard. That's why usually we saw farmers struggling to have money and
Okay.
looking for better conditions because it's a company. The farmer is a company like any company, but it's really hard to predict stuff for the future. So it's very, very risky.
Okay. Okay. So it's an unknown quantity. Year
Mm-hmm.
after year after year, coffee
Mm-hmm.
farmers don't always know whether or not they're going to make a profit, and if so, how much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very difficult for farmers to plan ahead, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Financially, which is
Yeah.
ironic. We
Mm-hmm.
just got done talking at 9 a.m. Kim and I were talking about planning as a coffee shop owner, planning for 2022, right? Um, and here we are, coffee farmers have such a difficult time to do that because
Mm-hmm.
of this uncertainty. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say I'm a coffee farmer and I've got a crop of cherries. Where do I send those? What's the just a quick overview of the path of
Mm-hmm.
how a farmer takes the yield
Mm-hmm.
and where does it go from there?
Yeah, usually like in all the countries, we need to take the cherry. from the tree first.
Hmm.
But in some countries, we have the dry method or the wet method, the wet
Hmm.
process. Like in Colombia, they take the cherries very fresh from the trees. Then they put in some kind of, I don't know, like pulper to take the pulp out
Hmm.
and the peel, and then they start to dry.
So
In Brazil, okay,
yeah, just a
go on.
quick, don't want anything to get lost in translation. When you're saying
Hmm.
what sounds like poop, you're saying
Hmm.
pulp,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, pulper.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. I just wanted to make sure. So go
yeah.
ahead. Go. I didn't mean to
Okay.
interrupt you.
Yeah. So in Brazil, they have like a natural process too. So we took the cherries fresh from the trees, but we dry everything, the peel, the pulp,
Right.
and the seed, everything together.
Okay.
Then we go to the next level, and which is take this out and left just the seed. So in some countries, like I told you, people just sell as the finished drying.
Hmm.
But usually the profit is more related when we have the final product because it's easier to put price in something that is the final product. So
Right.
the farmers go to some kind of association or cooperative or private traders to sell their seeds, their beans. And then after that, these big traders or association or cooperatives that do the shipments for United States or Korea or Europe and find where roasters are and do the container stuff to put more bags than just two or three
Hmm.
and ship to the roasters or even green traders outside of the origin. It's very common, like countries like United States and Germany, they have green traders in the country too. So they after that will sell the raw beans to roasters. So there's another step from that. This is the simple way that to you all understand the path of the coffee bean.
Right. Right. I have a question. Red Berry Coffee says, since the world coffee price has increased significantly over the past few months, what is the
Mhm.
current wet cherry or fruit price to growers and farmers?
The commodity prices that lead all the prices, even the specialty or organic or robustas, or are linked in some way. So since the prices are going up because of all that climate crisis that are bringing uncertainty to the traders and roasters worldwide, the prices are double than, let me say, about 6 months ago. The farmers are receiving a fair price at the first site, but we
Hmm.
have a terrible problem of inflation in Brazil and in worldwide too. Many countries are facing inflation in everything, so it's not different here. So the prices are good, but the money worth less than before.
Right.
So inputs, for example, like fertilizers, 6 months ago, not even six, let me say 4 months ago, it's four times more cheaper than now. So for a hectare of land, the farmer needs, for example, a ton of fertilizer, and it costs like $500. Now is $2,000 for the same ton. So it's more expensive to keep coffee in fields now. So farmers are worried, even with the prices are in a good level, um, since many years with low levels,
Hmm.
farmers is still not happy and not worried because they are seeing that in the near future they need to expend more money to harvest the same volume of coffee.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And see, we who just, order coffee at the coffee shop, don't understand all of that. Some of us do,
Hmm.
but not,
Hmm.
I would say most people don't realize what's going
Hmm.
into that. A
Hmm.
follow-up question from Redberry Coffee. Thank you for your question, by the way, Redberry. What is the price per kilogram in dollars? Are you able to?
Yeah, now it's about 200, about $5 per kilogram, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because the prices on IC market, the C market,
Yeah.
is in pounds, cents per pound. Is now is about 2.30, $2.50 per pound of
Mhm.
green beans, raw beans in certain kind of standard because standard is something that changes the prices in the chain too. So, but it's about $5 per kilo.
Okay. Okay. Well, wow, thank you so much for the education. It's so helpful. We who love coffee, all right,
Hmm.
coffee lovers worldwide have to understand
Hmm.
all of the steps that take place before you even order that. I'd like a peppermint mocha, or
Hmm.
that vanilla latte, or that Ethiopian or that Colombian, Brazilian pour over at
Hmm.
their local coffee shop. You have to understand there are people's lives that are affected by how that process takes place.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate that we can't support the farmers as much as we can. I
Hmm.
think, and I would like to see what you and I can do to help support these farmers more directly. So
Hmm.
let's give some thought to that. How we can. I mean, maybe there are some links that we can put on coffee
Hmm.
props for the
Hmm.
farmer. Um, so be thinking about that, because
Hmm.
it all starts with the farmers, you know.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, all right. Any
Yeah.
final thought?
Yes, one thing that I'm been working as a coffee agronomist for about 10 years
Uh-huh.
and as a coffee farmer for almost my whole life. And one thing that is interesting when I deep dive in this coffee world outside of the farm gate is there are a lot of people that are interested in learning more about their cup if their farmers are receiving a fair price. A lot of drinkers love to buy a coffee directly from the farmer, but into like it's a direct support because the
Mm-hmm.
farmer have their beans and they sell it sometimes many times roasted, which is something that I always give my support to the farmers. But they are now start learning how to ship the coffee from other countries because there's a lot of bureaucracy that are
Mm-hmm.
involved in the shipment of roasted beans sometimes, even
Mm-hmm.
green beans. And farmers now are trying to understand how to do that because the customers are just in the other side of the ocean sometimes, but they do not have ways still to do that because sometimes people think like for a roaster in the United States, it's very easy to put some packs inside a box, go
Mm-hmm.
in the post office and ship to Europe. But for a
Right.
farmer in the countryside of some area in
That looks
Colombia
like
or
this.
Brazil, yeah,
Yeah. Try
it
try
was
mailing
this
something
year
from there.
blossom. So
Yeah.
it's not easy because there's sometimes like an agency very small that don't know how to do it, even
Mm-hmm.
if the farmer know how to do it, and we still have the language problem. Not all the farmers speak English or barely know what is how to deal with that. But a good thing it's the things are getting better because in my case with the clients that I work, many of them the kids are helping them to dive in this internet world, Instagram and websites. And so many of the farmers that I work already have an Instagram, which like 3 years ago, it's something that it was impossible to think about it. But I see things are getting better. We see marketplaces that are helping people to sell stuff and even ship outside of, for example, Brazil. And I hope like next year, many of these farmers are able to send coffee, roasted coffee for drinkers that are interested in direct trade in roasted at farm coffee.
That's right. And we need to see that more and more often, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, hey, let's talk about what we might do next month. If it's possible, it'd be great to have you on a
Hmm.
farm, talk and bring a farmer. Let's let's
Hmm.
let's talk to a farmer sometime.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. I will try to bring someone. Let me think. I
Okay.
think I could do that.
Okay. Well, let's. Those of you who have joined us and don't know what we're talking about here, Coffee Props and Jonas, the argonomist, um, are getting together on the second Tuesday of every month at 9:30 a.m. and we're talking about different aspects of farming from the Brazilian perspective. And Jonas, you have been, this is like what, the third time we've done this, third month?
I
And
think
I have
so.
learned so much from you, and I appreciate the work that you're doing. And I'm going to give you a shout out here. Let's you want to make sure that you're following
Hmm.
Jonas Coffee Agronomist. Make sure you're following Jonas. If you're interested in knowing more about coffee, this is the guy you want to be following. So thank you so much. And thank all of you for joining. I've been waving to as many as I can to all of you, and glad that you are here. Glad you could hear this story. Um, so, Jonas, thank you again. Have a great month. All right.
Thank you, Scott. Was great to talk with you and everyone that was here today. And I'm happy to answer many questions as I could. If you are interested to know more
Yeah,
about the coffee farm and coffee field, so get in touch with me on Instagram.
absolutely. Red Berry Coffee, thank you for your questions. We'll talk to you later,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.